Welcome to the 2.5 minute warning for Saturday, the 16th day of September 2017. In today's episode, I'll be covering Bitcoin, and Core. Anything you do is within your own risk, own reward. I'm going to try to cover this all in around 2.5 minutes, starting at the 30-second mark. So I'm going to go over quick stuff now. It's went down a little bit. We know that. It's come up to this 18 average of lows, which is newly declining. Is it an area of resistance? Maybe. It's going to be important to hold within these areas at least. Let's take a look at this on the 4-hour. And within such, from the bottom at 29.80, it has had the huge big candle, which made it to the 18 average of highs. And a little bit of further gain with lower volatility, and then a decent amount of volatility going down right now to 35.68. When you look at the 18 average, notice the size of them along the way in the past. And when you see things like this, everything's working normal. But when the 18 average looks as it does right now, with this major wildness like this, it has to settle down, and for it to settle down, it needs to stay within this band, have the lower movements, and if it doesn't, well, then it's going to be determining how it moves within the band. If it goes below here and it's still in this wild movement, you can expect some harsh down moves, and if it leaves and goes above here with this thing still in the wild, volatile, larger size candle moves, then that could be a wild situation. But this thing should settle down and probably in a decent range of around 33 to 39. But it just takes normal volatility to settle. If it goes up a bit with lower movements, maybe it'll settle in here, and that keyword is always maybe. Let's move on to the 1-hour chart. And its down move whipped through the 18 average, which is no big deal when you go straight up like this. It came down the support, green candle up to the 18 average and falling down. So there's definitely a lot of possibility that it may even go into these 33 areas, which would be very big to hold. And if it breaks this area here, then maybe down towards that 28 area would be the next support. Let's move on to Uno. Weekly chart looks like this as we've had these two big highs. It has been making it within nice up and down movements towards this end. It's going to be tough to get past it, but at the same time, very possible or not an extreme challenge on the daily time frame. It has encountered this major resistance at around this 20 handle number, and it was supporting it a little bit in here for the last many days and has had a couple breakout attempts. It is doing such today on a shorter term time frame. This is how it looks on the 5-minute time frame, so wild moves. Let's move on now to Core. On its 5-minute time frame, it's starting to break out. On the daily time frame, it is leaving this 18 average with many hits of resistance in here. And notice how many times you get these great possible sell opportunities. And on the weekly, it has already surpassed this major 34 resistance. It has already came back and supported it within the 18 average of lows. It is now leaving the rising 18 average of highs. Should make a move up to this resistance point here next. Thank you for tuning in.